We'll go to Lee Hamilton.
Hey, Mark, can you talk about the skill set of Hassell and then what turns you on about the potential growth of Lang, the Texas high school pitcher? And then I have a follow-up for AJ. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, with the skill set and tool set of Robert Hassell to us is very exciting. Anytime that you can get a high school left-handed hitter with a good, long, projectable body that's going to add strength and mass is a good place to start. And then once you talk about Robert mentally, you're getting a player that's wired right, that's ultra competitive, hates to strike out, and is going to lead everything on the field. High school, he's a two-way player, and we kind of felt like the ability to just focus on one, finally, being a position player is going to translate well and help that projection. With the tools and stuff, I mean, we think he's got one of the best hit tools in the entire draft class. With that, I mean, you're going to get, anywhere from a 60 to a 70 grade hitter. The body starts to fill out. You're going to have projection to the power, which we think is going to come. Defensively, he's a solid runner, both on the bases and in the outfield, plus instincts. It's going to give him a chance to stay in center field. He's not going to be that pure burner that you have out there, but this is a player that, one, hasn't spent as much time as others working on his defense being a two-way player, and two, has the natural instincts to stay out there in center. And off the mound with his arm grade, it's going to be an above-average 55, 60 arm. I mean, he's 88 to 93 off the mound. So for us, extremely exciting tool set to add to our system. As far as Justin Lang, I mean, this is a player last summer at the area code games. Didn't have a great performance, but you can see the body, the projection, the width of the shoulders, how the arm worked with looseness and easiness and quickness. That in time, the velocity was going to come. And one of the things from getting to know him over the course of this quarantine and not being able to see him was that he is a worker. And he put in a lot of time in the weight room. He talked about working out on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, and getting his body, working on his nutrition, physical side. And you saw the benefits with the velocity gains, the strikes, the life to the fastball. And we're super excited to add him to our system.
Follow-up for AJ. The fact that you have traded for two center fielders, the kid from Cincinnati and then obviously Grisham from Milwaukee, was there any thought about a different position player, or is it just the fact that he projects 3 or 4 years from now, and who knows what baseball will be like in 3 or 4 years? Is that why you went with the high school kid?
Yeah, I think it just speaks to what we thought of Robert Hassell. Again, like Mark mentioned, I think our evaluators thought he was as good as any bat in the country. Obviously, over the course of his high school career and then Team USA and the summer stuff, he showed he's an elite high school hitter. And I think again, getting guys that can play up the middle. I think we constantly talk about that. So I think you having center fielders that move out to a corner, that's for us, that's a good that's kind of a good scenario overall. Usually your best corner guys start in center field. I think from that standpoint, just speaks to those guys' athleticism, their ability to be versatile. And I don't feel like you can have too many of those types of players.
We'll go to A.J. Caswell.
This is for AJ. AJ, is there more risk in selecting high school players this year, given that you don't have that senior season, whereas if it was a college guy, you'd maybe have more information on them? And also, if so, is there maybe more reward in the sense that the two guys you took tonight could have gone higher if they had performed this spring?
Yeah, I'm not really sure on the risk part of it. I mean, we have discussions, throughout the year, and it's kind of hard to to quantify that component of it. I think, clearly, I think with Hassell and with Lang, there were guys that we felt like if we had these discussions as well as a group, if we had played, if they had played their senior seasons and had the chance to really complete their senior seasons, Robert just playing on 3 games or so. Those guys may not have been there at the picks that we took them at. So I think we saw it as a real opportunity to get guys that we truly valued. And again, not having that senior year, is it risky, or it kind of felt like overall that was a reason. That was a reason why potentially we got guys that we had valued in a high spot.
We'll go to Marty.
AJ, you obviously have to rely on your scouts, your evaluators on these prospects, but what did you learn about Robert from interviewing him via Zoom or talking to coaches as far as his character and his makeup, and how compelling did you find his hoops game?
Yeah, I saw the one highlight there of him doing the windmill dunk. But yeah, we got very. I mean, I think we had multiple calls with him, his parents, talking about all aspects, background, and kind of his progression. We definitely learned he's not a right-handed hitter. Both he and his dad told the story that as a young kid, maybe 3-4 years old, when he first started hitting, he first started playing baseball, he put the wiffle ball bat in his son's hand, came in and told his wife after a few swings right-handed that was one of the worst sporting basically exhibits that he had seen. And I guess he went back out in the backyard a few minutes later, and Robert threw the ball back to him left-handed, so he put him back on the left side. Hitting, and he said that was probably one of the most impressive things that he could see for a young kid, and it sounds like he really hasn't stopped hitting since. So you learn all kinds of little things about what motivates guys, their experiences and backgrounds. I think our staff's done a great job with that over the course of the last few months. With Robert, he's been a very famous prospect. Mark doesn't want to say it. Mark lives in the Nashville area, so he's been hearing about Robert Hassell for really since he jumped on the scene as a freshman in high school, and he's the 2-time Gatorade State Player of the Year. He was the Player of the Year in the summer. I think he was like the International Player of the Year for Team USA. He's been pretty, he's had a lot of accolades. He's had a lot of attention. So he definitely was not one of the guys that's just jumped on the scene. We've had a chance to really scout him and see him. And obviously his senior year got cut short, but some of those background stories and stuff we were able to invest a little bit more time into. But he's been a player that we've seen in the industry seen for a long time now.